Hi everyone, it is time for me to winterize my 911, but when I say winterize, I mean put a set of all-season tires. I made a video about me putting all-season tires last year with the reasons why. I'm gonna link it up there so you can check it out. But we're gonna be swapping my summer tires because I did a drive last weekend and I was sliding left and right. And even though these are Michelin PS4S tires, once the temperature drops below 45 degrees, they are downright dangerous. The tires and wheels that we're putting are sitting up there. This is my set of OEM 911 Carrera, the 20-inch wheels, wrapped in Continental DWS tires. These are also my 911 tires. I think I have a problem. These are my summer tires also, but these are sitting on Apex wheels. These are silver, beautiful forged Apex wheels. This setup has about maybe 500 miles on it. For some reason, I just forgot to run them this year. So I've been running the car like this. First of all, you may notice how awesomely clean it is. Why? Because I had my windshield tinted. I went with 70% film in the front to prevent my leather from getting damaged by the sun when I do park in the sun. But I took it to Vision Auto down in my neighborhood, and not only did they tint the windshield, but they threw in a full detail. Look how clean the car is. To do the job, as always, we're gonna use my impact wrench, all the regular stuff, a jack, this little jacking adapter, which if you own a Porsche, you should get yourself one of these, and this should be pretty straightforward. So I'm not gonna lie, I wish I was a little taller. Ow! This really hit me in the head. Am I disappointed that I'm putting on these silver wheels? No, because I like to switch things up every once in a while. And again, I want to be safe driving with Continental tires. And the reason, as I explained in my other video, why I'm not using dedicated snow tires is because I don't drive in the snow. And all-season tires, you can drive below freezing temps and you can be absolutely fine. I've actually driven this car on these tires up to Vermont and we got caught in a snowstorm. So I'm going to be fine with these driving on these tires locally. I am not going to take this car on another skiing trip because I've got this car. I also have to admit to something. I used to run spacers on this setup. I don't anymore because I want to prevent this area from getting sandblasted. The 911 has already wide hips, so anything I can do to prevent all the splatter, I'll take that opportunity. But also, I'm sure you've seen them on the channel, TLG mud flaps. They also help me protect that hip. Parking brake is on, the car's in gear. I like to do front and back at the same time. The calipers require extra protection, so I like to put a paper towel on top of the caliper so I don't damage them. All right. These are the tires, and if you follow my channel, you know that these are the tires that I took onto the track. I did one track day this year. I got caught in the rain, so unfortunately I could only do one semi-dry session and 2 wet sessions. But you can see some discoloration up on the outside, nothing big deal. Plenty of life left on these tires, but also on the inside. I probably should be swapping my brake pads. So these are my track pads. I love the way they feel. They're extremely expensive, but it was worth it because with the big brake kit, if you put regular pads, they work fine. Obviously, they're not gonna fade or anything. If you put track pads on your big brake kit, it's gonna be the most amazing brake feel you will ever feel. Aside from that, everything is pretty clean. On the inside, my buddy Frankie, when he detailed it right post winter, he cleaned this area up nicely. The hub is a little rusty, but that's normal. And again, these are my TLG mud flaps. These are the pre-production ones. Now I've partnered with Keys, so you can get them on the website. I'm going to link in the description. They're nice and rounded, and they protect that precious hip that's in the back. But yeah, so this is what this tire looks like. This is a summer high performance tire, and then we're going to be putting in an all season high performance tire. Towel first. So I'm going to hand tighten it now. By hand tighten, I mean this to one click. Then when we drop everything, we're going to torque it to spec. Ooh. So yeah, so let's check this out. So what do you say? Silver and black. Obviously black gets a little lost in the back, but in real life, I've got to say black looks really, really nice and classy. This looks a bit more racy, sort of like a like a race car or something. I don't know, but it looks to me both of them look cool, and that's why I'm super happy that I have got the opportunity to run both of them during the season. So yeah, but I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Right, this one's stuck. Let's check out this tire again. One barely track day and two, or rather track session, 2 wet sessions. This is what the tires look like. They show a lot of life left, a lot less in the front, because we also like to slide on these. But yeah, fantastic tires, super happy with them. And again, and this is what this looks like without the wheel. I've got my TLG mud flaps in the back to help me save the back. The brakes look clean, everything looks clean. The hub looks okay. And again, this was cleaned. Actually, I cleaned this when I was doing my service earlier this year. There's a video on it as well. But yeah, look at these awesome looking calipers, super clean. Look how tiny these turbos are. I am pretty sure we're going to do something about it, so stay tuned for that. Ah, look at this. Wow, made a huge difference. Definitely get yourself one of those hub cleaners. I'm also going to link it down below. You ready for this? Yeah. And the last step is we have to put these center caps, make sure that the tip points towards the valve. I thought I had yellow ones. Oh yeah, that's right. I have the yellow ones up here. Oh, check this out. Yeah, these will actually look a lot better. So there you have it. This is what the winter setup looks like on the 911. And I've got to say, it doesn't look too bad. Today, or rather this year, I do prefer the look of the black, especially you look at it from this side. I mean, maybe I'm just a black wheels type of guy. The M5 has black wheels. It looks fantastic, and it's gonna look even better with the new tires. I've got those on the way. The 911 looks good, a lot better with black wheels. With silver wheels this year, to me, still looks good. I mean, it looks good when it's clean. When it's dirty, it's kind of annoying, but I know a guy who cleans cars, so maybe we're going to be using him a lot more often now. But yeah, what do you think? I think it looks a lot better. Okay, let's do the other side and let's conclude this exciting video. So this is what it looks like from this side, and I have to admit to something. I snapped. And what I mean by that is, check this out. Look at the wheel spacing from this side. You see? The fitment looks perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. And then look at this side. Oh no, crap. So, I looked at this again. I decided to put a set of spacers because this is the look that I want. I've got my TLG mud flaps, which will protect me. So no issues there. The hip will still stay protected, but the car will look so much better. Whereas if you compare it to this side, it's kind of weak. So I'm gonna have to redo this side again. These are the spacers. I went with 10 millimeters in the back and 7 in the front. And if you do that, you can see the difference. 10 in the back, 7 in the front. So yeah, this is it. I'm just gonna do the other side and then I'll be ready to drive this car in the winter. This car in the future is getting new tires. I've got the roof rack, we've got a box, so we're gonna be prepping it for my snowboarding trip. This car is gonna serve me on my daily commutes. Usually I do have baby seats in the back, so we're gonna be hauling the kids locally, nothing long distance, but I do wanna drive this car. I don't wanna winterize it and put it up on the lift and just look at it. This car is meant to be driven. I have no intentions of selling it, but I also have no intentions of preserving it for myself in the future. If it happens to be that it deteriorates because of the wet conditions that I drive it in, I'm just gonna replace the rusty parts. But these cars are so solid, you should not be afraid of driving them in not so perfect conditions, because I do it all the time and it's great. I do have PPF on the whole car, which helps me keep the paint in a very pristine condition, but that's really the only precaution that I've made. Anyways, that is it. I'm gonna do this side now, but I wanted to thank you very much for watching. Curious to hear what you have to say in terms of which setup you like better, silver or black, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. things I forgot to mention. You probably want to check your tire pressure before you mount the tires. 37 degrees out. And I've got to say, the car feels awesome driving on these tires in these temperatures. I'm telling you, it feels responsive, but it also doesn't feel like you're driving on hockey pucks, which is what happens to summer tires when you drive them in these temperatures. So, this is an investment you should be making if you're driving your 911 during the winter. Thanks.